Hello, everybody. Welcome to class. Before we get started, just a couple of announcements. Actually, most of what we're going to be going over here are going to be announcements. Let's go over a little bit where we're at in the semester. Now, we're really in the final stretch of things. I've been working with all of you, or most of you, or some of you, depending on the level of lab exercises that you have completed or have yet to complete, been working on these assignments. So what you should be doing is most of you still have some assignments to do. A lot of you are a little bit behind, but don't panic. Remember I mentioned that that you can kind of get your work done as needed. So, you know, since this is more or less kind of a flex learning insofar as getting our assignments in, you do have some time to get those finished. But now is the time to stop with a P, S-T-O-P. Stop procrastinating because we only have really just a couple more weeks to get this stuff done. So I'm going to give you a date, okay? I usually don't do that, but December 19th. December 19th is when I need all of my work in from you guys. Now, I did put the rest of your assignments out on our syllabus to the end of the semester, which is really just, just a couple weeks away. And I did post your final exam. So your final exam is going to be, as you probably already know, if you saw the link, it's going to be the take-home, which means that you're remote. You could take it anywhere you like, and it will be open book. We used to call them open book exams, but now they're really just basically open internet exams. So you can use any resources that you like to do the final exam, just like you did with the exercises or the labs. The only thing that's different is even though I encouraged you to work together on the labs if the opportunity presented itself, you cannot do that with the final exam. So please make sure that your work is your own. You're really on the honor system to do so. I probably shouldn't let you know this, but I don't really go out of my way to try to catch plagiarism on final exams unless it's blatantly obvious. Like if you copy and paste something out of Wikipedia and like three of you do it, I'm going to kind of come down on you for that. But other than that, just make sure it's your own work and you're on the honor system. We're all adults. I'm sure that's not going to be a problem. But anyway, everything needs to be in by December 19th, not December 20th, because December 20th, I have to submit my final grades to the school. Now, that's an important thing because up until now, up until that date, the 19th of December, the grade that you get in this class is controlled by you and by me for the some aspect. I mean, obviously, if you're turned in all your stuff and it's all perfect, you're going to get an A in the class and there's not much I have to say about it. You're going to get the A, right? And I submit your grade and you go off on your Christmas holiday and all's right with the world, right? However, this is what I want to tell you. If for some reason you need more time, and I'm saying this carefully because I want you to listen to what I'm saying. If you need more time, I can give you an incomplete, and give you a little bit more time to get those assignments in. Okay, now listen carefully again. What you just heard is I can give you more time, but this is the consequence of that. If I do that, I need to submit an incomplete to the school. So that means you get an incomplete for this semester. And now you're saying, oh, that's fine because Bob says once I get this in, I can get it in. However, getting an incomplete removed from your transcript can take weeks or even months. So only request the incomplete under the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Under the most extraordinary or extraordinary circumstances. For all practical purposes, the deadline to get this work in is the 19th of December, okay? However, like I said, if you absolutely need more time, that's possible. Let me know as soon as possible, and we can work that out. But this is what won't happen. Don't think that if you get an incomplete that 3 weeks from now, like on the 23rd of December, you can give me your final exam. And the final exam, you get a 92, so you get a B for the semester or an A or a C or whatever. Don't think that immediately you're going to go into your transcript and look to see that grade change, because that's not going to happen. To change something from an I, incomplete, to a regular grade is a process, right? Now, remember I said before this big, long lecture here about how between now and the 19th, your grade is in your hands and my hands. After the 19th, it is not. It is in the school's hands, meaning that when you turn in something on the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, or whatever it may be, you can't email me and say, Bob, I turned it in. How come my grade isn't changed? Because I'm going to say, hey, we had this conversation. You got it incomplete. Now we have to wait for the school to process all that paperwork. And like I said, that can take weeks or even months. So if you ask for the I can give you the incomplete. And in reality, we're going to finish the grades for the semester. A lot of the people in the registrar's office, they're going to process all the paperwork for the semester. They're going to take a break, just like you are. They're going to get back in January, just like you are. And then they're going to say, hey, now I got to get back to the 2000 fall semester for 2021 and get rid of the incompletes. But they won't do that until they process their work for spring 2022. So why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you all this so you know the process of how this works. So if you ask for an incomplete and I give it to you, we can go to the middle of January and you still have your incomplete because the school's got to change it. I need to submit a grade request form. It goes to my boss. It goes to the dean. It needs signatures. I need to say why you got an incomplete. I got to get the paperwork to the registrar. There's a lot of handoffs. There's a lot of emails. There's a lot of attachments. Anyway, I know I'm beating this into the ground, but it's worthwhile that I do because I want you to know that you can get more time at the end of the semester if you absolutely need it. But don't think that you're going to get your grade immediately. You got your employer that's reimbursing you. They need your paperwork. If I get you and I can't really help you with that. Like I said, think about that as, like I just mentioned, between now and the 19th, you and I have control over your grade. After the 19th, it's submitted. Even the I is submitted. So please keep that in mind. So reach out to me sooner rather than later, and don't think an incomplete is really just a way to get more time, because although it kind of is a way to get more time, there is consequences to doing that, and it can be a pain, especially if you're stressed about it and you're waiting for your grade to change. You're transferring a credit. You got your counselor or your other school saying, hey, when is that grade going to change? And I don't know. I mean, we'll do it as soon as we can, but don't expect it to be immediate. All right, anyway. So those are the dates you need to know. And then, of course, you could get it to me before the 19th, and none of this is an issue. So anyway, next up on the list is your last couple of assignments. Please get them in as quick as you can, because like I said, don't procrastinate anymore, because we are running out of time. So please get your work into me as quick as possible. Also note that right around now, I start getting really, really super busy. So hopefully you're not going to, a week from now saying, hey, Bob, I didn't do these 8 assignments. Can you help me with them? Because it might be too late for that. I don't think any of you are in that situation. I try to mitigate that as the semester goes. Some of you have had friendly, nice phone calls or text from me or communication saying, hey, you're really falling behind now. So I pretty much have got all of you up to speed there. All right, so anyway, that's what's left of your assignments. That is the final exam. It's posted. You can get that to me anytime. We went over the deadlines. The 19th is the absolute last day you could get me stuff. After that, I can give you an I, but you know the consequences for that. It is a pain in the butt, especially if you're stressed about it. Because every day you're going to think, is it changed? Is it changed? And no, it's not. Oh, the form still needs approval, blah, 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 blah. All right, so that is that. Now, as far as everything else goes, if for some reason any of you are graduating this semester or plan on graduating this semester, let me know, because I want to make sure that your grades and your paperwork are done first. Not that you get prior over everyone else, but if you're going to graduate this semester, I'll just make sure that I get your stuff done and to the proper people at Triton so they can start processing your graduation, your account, your transfers, your whatever, so I can take care of that for you so there's no snags there. I think that's about it. So dig into your last assignments, and if you have any questions, reach out to me. Be safe, and if you have any questions, it's better, again, to reach out and get my assistance sooner rather than later. All right, folks, thank you for making it this far. Do your assignments, do your viewing, and have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.